this time I didn't tell anybody, but that my biggest fear was how I was gonna get the baby out of my tummy. Hi, welcome back to another video. Today I want to share with you my birth story. Yeah, my experience giving birth for the first time. Yeah, I gave birth on 8th December 2020, and it was all natural vaginal birth. No, the experience was the experience was awesome. I can just say it was awesome. Yeah, before we go on, guys, if you're new here, my name is Sarah and you're most welcome here. Please consider subscribing and turn on the notification button. Also, give the video a thumbs up and consider sharing to your friends. I gave birth on 8th December 2020. I just said that, and I got pregnant in March 2020. That was just after COVID came in, and my pregnancy was smooth for the 9 months. Apart from maybe the first 3 months, I would throw up. Also, I had morning sickness that was worse, but that's just normal. As for now, I can say it is normal because many women go through it. Yeah. I started the signs of getting into labor a week before. I just started with some pain on my hips, on my leg joints, and at first I didn't know it was signs of labor, but then kakuja kujua. So I started a week before, and during that week I had so much to do. I wanted to go and make my hair. I wanted to shop, like the kitchen shopping, the daily things that we consume on daily basis. Also, I wanted to go where there was somewhere I wanted to go. I can't remember, but I just had so much to do because I was due on 5th December, and 5th was on Saturday, so I was very prepared. But all this time I didn't tell anybody, but that my biggest fear was how I was gonna get the baby out of my tummy. My pregnancy was very smooth, I can say. I just had morning sickness, throwing up, and a bit of cough at the beginning, but that was normal because at this point I can say it was normal. But those days it was not normal, but now it is normal, and many women got through it, and it is normal. So I did all that I wanted to do until on Friday in the evening. I just started feeling some sharp pains on my back and on my tummy, at the lower side of my tummy. I didn't say it, I just told it to my hubby, and we stayed. I just waited for the pain to come on Friday. Yeah, that was on Friday. On Saturday, nothing came. In fact, I went and visited my aunt and came back, and I was very curious all this time. But I was curious, but at the same time I was scared, guys. I was very curious and very scared, but I was very tired at the same time. So Saturday I stayed indoors. Then on Saturday at 5 in the morning, I started feeling the contraction, and then I had a nap that I was measuring. I was recording how far the contractions were, because when you're pregnant you do research, about the contractions and about all these things. So it was just from 5, 6, 7. At 9 it stopped, and I slept for like 3 hours, and when I woke up it was gone. So we stayed in the house. We were just two of us. It was on a Sunday, so my hubby was in the house. We just stayed in the house, and we didn't talk to anyone. But I kept in touch with my mom. I would tell her, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this. This time I had packed my bag in the evening. We cooked and we went to bed. Around 2, hey, that's when it started. 2 a.m. in the morning, I started feeling pain. I started feeling the contractions, and it was just so much. But the funny thing, it was very short. It could come a few minutes, not even a minute, a few seconds. It would go for like 10 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, and then it would come back again. So at this point, I would measure, and then it stopped at some point at around 5, and then it came back at around 7. So when we woke up, I just called my mom and another friend of mine. I just called them and they told us. My mom said, go to the hospital, and also my friend said, go to the hospital now. Yeah, I consider not going to the hospital immediately, but my hubby was we were very nervous, both of us, so I just went. On reaching the hospital, I was measured and they said I had dilated 4 centimeters that day, and that's when I was admitted. I was very happy, but at the same time, I was curious and nervous. I didn't know what to expect. Mind you, many people had told me, oh, giving birth is not that painful. Others had told me giving birth is extremely painful. So I was very confused. But at the same time, I was happy because by the time you're pregnant, by the 9 months, you're usually very, very tired. So I was admitted. It was during COVID. There was no visiting. There were very few people in the ward. So I was just got admitted. Even my hubby could not stay in the hospital, and mind you, this was a private hospital. So this I was just admitted. He brought in the things that we were asked, and he had to go. So he wanted to go back in the house, but a friend of us told him, you just go to work so that you can be disturbed. He went, but um, he told me afterwards that he could not concentrate, and then they would call me, but I would not answer the phone on purpose. I didn't want, after telling my mom and my aunt and my few friends that I was finally given birth, I was in the hospital. I didn't want to make many calls until I gave birth. So when I came in, they gave me six to 8 hours. They told me by 8 a.m. we were already in the hospital. I was already in the ward, and they told me by 6 in the evening he would have given birth. And that was the biggest mistake that they did. They just told me they gave me hours, so I kept on wait from 8. Now they told me, just walk around, don't sleep, don't sit down, walk around so that the baby can drop. And I obeyed. I walked around that hospital. I walked from 8, 9, 10. Sasaba came. I ate. I walked until I was very tired. The pain would come and disappear, come and disappear. And it would come very heavily. It would be very intense consecutively, but at some point it would disappear for 1 or 2 hours, and that was not enough to push the baby down. So I stayed in the hospital. By the time my baby was coming in the evening, I was super tired because I had walked. The pain Because the pain would come and go, come and go. Then I was walking, and then I was disappointed because they told me by 6 in the evening I would have given birth. By this time in the morning, there were just 2 people in the ward. There was just me and one other person. By evening, there were so many, and okay, not so many. There were like 5 more, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I would feel bad. Anyway, they told me they were going to fasten it, so they broke my waters, and it was uncomfortable. I don't know what to say, how to say it. It was very, very uncomfortable. Then after breaking the waters, I was induced. They added some meds to just fasten the process because At this point, they also had realized that there was a problem somewhere or something. So they just gave me and told me, just sleep, all walk, do not sit down. And I obeyed. So this time it's 6 in the evening, 6 came, 7. By this time, they tell me by 10, by 12, you would have given birth. In fact, there was a change in shift. So the one who came in the evening had already told me by 10 I would have given birth. By between 10 and 12 I would have given birth. 10 came, 12 came, I had not given birth. So they had to add some drugs and stuff, those things that they insert you, and the pain came from 12 to 6 a.m. The pain was very, very intense. I remember at some point I would scream and tell me, take me to CS, I want CS. The pain was very, very intense until in the morning the people who washes the wards were there and they were watching me. I remember one girl who would tell me, Muminiato, it's going to end. But the pain was very intense. I didn't want, the funny thing, I had like a corner where I would go. When the pain came, I would go and scrub my back, and because the one was cold and my back was very hot. You guys, when you're giving birth, I mean, all the pain goes to your back area, to your back region. This one, I don't know how to explain it, but all the pain goes to your back region, kwa mgongo. So it, at some point I didn't want anyone to go. I just wanted them to stand there when I was now on the delivery bed, and they were, at some point I didn't have the energy and they had to add me more water. I don't know what else they added to me, and it was, by this time my water had broken and all those things were moving out. I don't know, and it was very painful. And at this time I just felt like pushing, but there was the nurses were attending to another person, so they had to split into two. So they would come and go, come, go, come, go, and I felt like pushing. I would call them, I want to push, I want, and they would tell me, hold on, let's come, let's come. I'm gonna wait for, hey, I don't know why they tell a person to hold on, but when the urge to push comes, you just can't hold it, you just push it. So I remember screaming. My friend came. The good thing, my friend worked in the hospital, so she had access to everything. In fact, if it were not for that friend of ours, I don't know how the things would have been. I told them to take me to CS. They said, no, we can't take you to CS because you do not have a problem. It's just because it is your first time. I remember a person came and gave birth before me, and I was very mad. I thought the nurses were the one. I thought it was because of the nurses, but it was just me. It was my first time giving birth. So, anyway, I gave birth at around 6 a.m. in the morning. All this time, my babe would call, my mom would call, my aunt would call, my friend would call, and I didn't answer anyone's phone. And my mom would call my aunt. People would call each other, but I didn't answer anyone's phone until I gave birth and went back to the bed. I remember pushing, I pushed, and I ran out of energy, and they told me, Sarah, you have to push this baby out. And I pushed, and you guys, the joy of seeing your baby, hearing him cry, that I don't know how to explain it, but the joy of just seeing your baby, that's enough to just forget everything. And right now I can't remember that intense pain. The moment I gave birth and I saw him and I held him, that was so wonderful, and I just forgot everything. And then I know all the focus was on this baby. He was very tiny. The nurses dressed him, I didn't dress him, and my friend also was there, they dressed him, and I went back to my bed, and that's when I was shaking. By the way, nobody ever told me that once you give birth, I never understood the fact, if you've not given birth, you need to understand this. Once you give birth, it's like a chunk of your strength is taken from you. And for instance, when I gave birth, I was shaking and I was trembling and I couldn't see well. Yes, I could see people, but very close things I couldn't see. And that I was told that's normal, and that's when you understand it. When a woman gives birth, a chunk of his strength is taken, and that's why you need to eat very well just to regain the energy and the strength. So after that, I went back to my bed. The baby was brought. The first thing I did, I called my baby and told him, oh, the baby is here. Within 10 minutes he was in the hospital. I called my mom. The bad thing was, it was just one person who could come and visit, who brought you, or else if when he goes, he could not come back. If he went and registered somebody else to come and see me, that was the only person. So he didn't want that, and I also didn't want that. So it's just him who came each and every day. I stayed in the hospital for like 4 days, and all these 4 days, it's just one friend, my very close friends, who came and saw me. Others, even my mom, my aunts, nobody came because there was no access. Yeah, I remember I had not slept well a night before, and then that night of giving birth, I had not slept. So and like when I gave birth, I felt so good. The biggest mistake that I did, by the way, is that I didn't breastfeed the baby immediately, and then he forgot. I don't know how, but he forgot because I was very tired. I had been in labor for more than 24 hours. Yes, for more than 24 hours, and then I had not slept, I had not eaten well. So when I gave birth, I just let him sleep first, and then he forgot. But all in all, the nurses did what they good at, and he regained the skills of breastfeeding. And in fact, that's why we stayed in the hospital. Those people whom we gave birth at around the same time, they left the hospital the next 6 a.m. The next day, they were out. I stayed 3, not okay, 4, because of the one that I came after giving birth. That day, 2 more days I stayed in the hospital, and it was all good. They checked the baby after a day. In fact, they don't rush you. They don't push you towards giving the baby the name until the day you're going out. The day you're leaving, that's when they demand that you give them the name of the name that you want to give your baby. Yeah, and that's how it was. Yeah, and I can't say it was painful. I guess it was because it was my first time. It was painful. I have heard people who say it was not painful. I kept waiting for the intense pain, but for me, the intense pain was there. But then I'm going to insert an image. I don't know how I'm going to find it on the phone. I thought giving birth was not painful, so I was prepared with my earphones and nervous. But all in all, that is my experience. And you guys, if you're pregnant, just pray to God and just be prepared, buy everything, pray, meditate, and just be active. Yeah, giving birth for me was it is okay, not was it is an experience, and it is not just giving birth. It is a great experience, and now you have your baby, and it's you with him for life. I mean, I know you understand this, but having a baby is a great experience. And if you're pregnant, if you're aspiring, go ahead, buy everything, and it is going to be okay. If you had a CS, it is also a way. Maybe there is no much difference, but all in all, it is just a way. And some people think it is a way out. I just came across another post this week, decently saying that CS it's not a way easy out, but this same pain that you experience before you give birth, it's the same pain that you experience with the wound. I'm a person who have CS experiences with the wound. So all mom are equal, all mom are great, moms are awesome, they're doing a good job. Yeah. Finally, the last thing I would say is the only thing that I after oh I forgot to tell you, but that I did not tear. I did not tear even an inch. But the first pre after giving birth, oh, it was painful also, and I didn't know it would be painful. So I thought I just gave birth, so everything is back normal. No, but the good thing is I didn't tear, and I thank God even for those nurses, because in other hospitals, Muskia, I hear people say that you even cut with scissors. But all in all, it was a great experience. Right now, my baby is 5 months, and very soon he will start eating. I am so grateful about that. I don't know how to say it, but I am so grateful each and every day, seeing him smile to me, seeing him from one milestone to another, from this stripping, from towards smiling, towards sitting down, recognizing me, recognizing his father. It's just a joy, and our life have never been the same. By the way, since we got this baby, our lives have never been the same. Yeah, and that's all for today, guys. If you have a question or just want to share anything, drop it down on the comment section. Either way, I'm so grateful. Thank you for 108 subscribers. If you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing and turn on the notification button. And that's all for today, guys. This story is, I didn't know how to give it, but it was awesome. See you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.